Hello friends, welcome back to English Classes Online. I am Benjamin. Today's video is about WASSCE English past questions, and the spotlight will be on important grammatical principles. We want to look at various WASSCE English past questions and look at the various important grammatical principles that underline the past questions. We shall look critically at these grammatical principles with a view to helping you to master them so that when you come across them in the English questions, you will easily answer them. So in this video, you will learn a number of important grammatical principles that frequently feature in the WASSCE English questions. Mastering them will enable you to score high in your English exams. So this is the focus of today's video. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. You will find a red button tagged subscribe. Just click on it, and that is all that is required. What this implies is that you will have free access to all the videos uploaded on this channel. And if you click on the bell icon as well, you will receive notifications whenever new videos are uploaded on the channel. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Past English questions, we shall be looking at them one by one. Question number 1 in this video is taken from WASSCE of 1998, question 48. The thief died shortly after dash shot at by the police. So we shall be looking at this. Options. The options are as follows: A, being; B, having; C, becoming; D, being. All right, so we shall be looking at this. Of course, the answer is being, and I will explain why. The thief died shortly after being shot at by the police. A lot of people are confused. They confuse being with being. All right, so, and that in itself is ignorance of the grammatical principles, because here we are dealing with the present continuous, being shot, after being shot at by the police. So the correct usage is being. Now, being is used in combination with a form of have. You either use being with has been, or have been. If we restructure this sentence, we can say the thief died after he had been shot at by the police. After he had been shot by the police. But then, because there is no such grammatical structure here, then the only option is after being shot at by the police. Okay, let's look at question number 2. That is taken from WASSCE of 1996, and it is question 70. The bicycle dashed on the wet grass for several days. A, has been lying; B, has lie; C, is been lying; D, have been lying. So in this case, we are looking at the present perfect. The answer is has been, the bicycle has been lying on the wet grass for several days. So that is the actual option that is correct. The present perfect tense is used in talking about, of course, well, this has been lying. This is present perfect continuous, please. It's not the present perfect. The present perfect is used to talk about an action, completed in the present. But this one is used to talk about an action that started in the past and has continued into the present. It may still be continuing, or it may have been interrupted by something else. Something else may have intervened. So there are two ways, The bicycle has been lying on the grass for several days, So that is exactly the point. There is no evidence that it is no longer lying there. But, part of the action has been completed. It started lying down there a little before now and is still lying down there. So the bicycle has been lying on the wet grass for several days. And in this case, it is used to talk about a period of time that has elapsed since this particular action started. All right. You can combine the present perfect continuous with since. We can say the bicycle has been lying on the wet grass since 8 a.m. So when we mention a specific time, then we use since, or we can say the bicycle has been lying on the wet grass since yesterday. But when a specific time is not mentioned, then we are only talking of a duration of time that is not specified. And in that case, we use for, the bicycle has been lying on the wet grass for several days. It's telling us the period that has elapsed. But if we specify a time when this action started, like last night or last week, then we use since. The bicycle has been lying on the wet grass since last week. All right. Okay, so we have seen the option there. All right. So let's tidy this up. Now, question number 3. He told his family that he dash in 3 weeks. A is returning, B would return, C has returned, D will return. Now, we take note of the fact that the first clause uses the past tense of the verb. He told his family. So here we are dealing with the rule of concord, which states that a past tense of the verb in the main clause requires a past tense of the verb in the subordinate clause. So here is the main clause and we have a past tense of the verb. So we should also have a past tense of the verb in the subordinate clause. Usually when we are talking about sequence of tenses, in this case is the kind of concord that affects the use of verbs, and we call it sequence of tenses. It has to do with the principle that governs the relationship between the tense of the verb in the main clause and the tense of the verb in the subordinate clause, and we call it tense harmony or tense agreement. And it states that the tense of a past tense in the main clause is followed by a past tense in the subordinate clause. So the answer here is would return. The past tense of will is would return. He told his family that he would return in 3 weeks. All right. Also, you discover that this also applies to reported speech. That's another grammatical principle. You know, if you are reporting what someone else says, let's say the direct speech is, uh, he said, then you put in quotation marks, he said, and then in quotation mark, I will return in 3 weeks. So when you are reporting it, you have to change the verb to the past tense. He said he would. He said that he would return in 3 weeks. So these are the grammatical principles involved, and you should try to remember them. Now, this particular question is question number 79, taken from WASSCE of 2006. Now, let's look at question 4, which is taken from the WASSCE of the year 2000, is question number 61. As soon as he heard the bell, he dashed to the door. A was hurrying, B hurries, C hurried, D has to hurry. Now, when we look at it critically, then we discover that we have to use the simple past, because this is dealing with the rule of concord. As soon as he heard is past tense. So a past tense uh, in the subordinate clause here, we require also a past tense in the main clause. So as soon as he heard, he hurried. All right. So the option is C. Question number 5. The boy's father made him dash the medicine against his will. A, swallow. B, to swallow. C, swallowed. D, to have swallowed. This is taken from WASSCE of 2009, question 44. Now, the principle we are dealing with in number 5 is what is called causative verbs. Causative verbs are verbs of action. They are action words that cause another thing to happen. And one of those is the word make. The boy's father made him swallow, so that is the right option. Because when we are dealing with causative verb, then the verb make is make plus person plus base verb. So in this case, the base verb is swallow. So you cannot say the boy's father made him to swallow. No, that would be wrong. Or made him to swallowed. No, is the base form of swallow, which is swallow, without any past or future tense or anything. You cannot even say made him swallows. No, so it's the base form of the verb that follows, make. Made him swallow. All right. So there are various types of causative verbs. For instance, late. I don't let my children misbehave. Have to. Or have. I had him cut my hair. I had him. When you cause somebody to do something, you can say, I had him do this, I let him do this, or, so those are causative verbs, all right? That's the grammatical principle involved in this particular question. So let's look at other questions. So we shall be looking at question number 6, all right? It is sad that the rich dash pity the poor. A, doesn't. B, don't. C, do. D, did. All right. So this is WASSCE of 2010, question 42. Now, the principle we are dealing with here is what we call nominalized adjective. Nominalized adjective. The word nominalize is to turn an adjective into a noun, and this we can do by adding the definite article to an adjective. Any adjective, we add the definite article the. All right. So let's say this is definite article. Then we have an adjective. I will just want to show you how we can turn an adjective into a noun or a noun phrase. So we have the and we have an adjective, and then we have a noun phrase. All right. Then we have a noun phrase. So that's what we want to look at. So when we add the to an adjective, such as the good, or let's say the righteous, the righteous, the righteous. All right. So the noun phrase will now be the righteous. All right. So we have turned it into a noun phrase, and the noun phrase is the righteous. So for example, and then when you have the rich here is a nominalized adjective. We have the definite article the added to the adjective rich, and we have the rich. The same thing we have here. We add the definite article the to the adjective righteous, and what we have is the righteous. So such nominalized adjectives always take a plural verb. They are perceived as plural because they refer to a group of people, you know. So when we are saying the rich, we are not referring to one person who is rich. We are referring to all the people that are rich. And if we say the poor, all right, like we have here, the poor, that's another nominalized adjective, you know. We are referring to all the people that are poor. The rich refers to all the people that are rich. So such nominalized adjectives always take the plural verb. So it is sad that the rich don't, you know, because if we are talking of do, then we won't be talking of sad. So we also have to look at the semantic aspect of grammar. You know, it is sad that the rich dash the poor. We cannot say it is sad that the rich do pity the poor. If they do pity the poor, then it won't be a sad thing. The fact that it is sad means that the negative meaning is implied. So the option is don't. It is sad that the rich don't pity the poor. So you can understand the grammatical principles. In this video, we are looking at the grammatical principles that will enable you to pick the correct answers in the West African Senior School Certificate English examinations. So when you understand these principles, you can easily pick the correct answers in whichever exam you are confronted with them. You will apply these same grammatical principles and you will pick the correct answers. And learning these principles will also help you to improve your grammar. All right? So that is why we are discussing them in this particular video. Now, question number 7. If they had known us, the dash A will not treat us like that. B would not treat us like that. C will not have treated us like that. D would not have treated us like that. Now, here we are looking at WASSCE of 2010, question 63. Okay, so now let's wipe some of this so we won't get confused. Now, what we are dealing with in question number 7 is what is called the conditional sentence, you know. And this type of conditional sentence is the impossible condition. You know, the impossible condition. We have the likely condition. We have the impossible condition. So this is an impossible condition, and it always takes the past perfect. All right, you know, the past perfect tense, which is called the past conditional verb tense. It uses would have plus verb, would have plus verb. And so the option is D, would not have treated us like that. If they had known us, they would not have treated us like that. So this kind of conditional sentence is used to express an impossible situation, or what we could also call a hypothetical situation. It's something that is impossible, and it always uses the past perfect tense in the if clause, and also the past perfect tense in the other clause, which is called the result clause. All right. If they had known us, they would not have treated us like that. So, question number 8: there were men on the job day and night all the time that this hotel dash. Then A was building, B was being built, C was built, D is being built. And when we look at this, we discover that the answer should be B. All right. So here we are dealing with the past continuous tense. You know, there were men on the job day and night all the time that this hotel was being built. All right. So we are dealing with the past continuous tense. Past continuous tense was being built. All right. So in this case, we are talking about something that was actually happening in the past. It was something that was happening habitually. So of course, we are dealing with an aspect of reporting a habitual action in the past, and we are also dealing with the rule of concord, because here we have the past tense. There were men on the job day and night all the time that this hotel was being built. All right. So that is exactly the principle. Past continuous tense used in reporting a habitual action. The action of building the hotel was not a one-off event. It was something that was in progress, that was happening repeatedly during the period in focus. You know, so, and the past continuous tense is ideal for reporting such events. All right. So number 9, Dash inform her that I called. A, when she come back. B, after she phoned. C, after she was coming back. D, when she arrived. Now, when she comes back, let's actually correct this. because there is supposed to be S here, because we are talking of the third person. All right. Okay, so let's get it right. The actual this thing is okay. Just S here. All right, just let's put S there. Inform her that I called when she comes back. If we reconstruct it, we can say when she comes back, inform her that I called. Now, the principle involved here is what we call the simple present tense being used in a conditional sentence. This is the zero conditional, all right, that describes what happens as a natural result. We can use the if clause or the when clause for this type of conditional sentence. You know, when she comes back, inform her. So when she comes back is using the simple present. Inform her is using the simple present. You know, and we have that is called the zero conditional. In this case, we are just reporting something that is a natural result. For instance, you can say that, you know, if it rains, the street gets wet, all right? If she uh, if she returns, inform her that I visited. You know, it's just the natural result. And this is called the zero conditional. All right. It uses the simple present. Just is a departure from the impossible condition that we came across earlier on, you know, which I think we met in question 7. If they had known us, they would not have treated us. This one uses the past perfect tense. And then on both sides, you have the past perfect tense. And that is the third conditional, because in that case, it is reporting a hypothetical situation, an impossible situation. You know, so but this one is the zero conditional that reports a natural result. All right. This question is taken from WASSCE of 1998, and it is question number 93. Then question number 10. The principal made us dash the work again. A, do. B, to do. C, to be doing. D, doing. This is question taken from WASSCE of 2006, question 62. The answer is A, and this also concerns what we had earlier treated as causative verb. The principal made us do the work again. Now, in causative verbs, by the way, causative verbs are action words, you know, that are used to talk about making something else to happen. You know, the principal made us do the work again. So you see, it's the principal that is causing this action. All right, he made us do the work again. And what we discovered about causative verbs is that when we use the causative verbs such as make, whether it is make or made, it is make plus person plus the uh, verb base, the base form of the verb. Look at what we call person here. Make plus person. Person is us. And then the base form of do. So we cannot say the principal made us did the work again. It's ungrammatical. You cannot say the principal made us doing the work again. It's ungrammatical. we can't use any other form of the verb. We must use the base form of the verb. The principal made us do the work again. Now, this is where we draw the curtain in today's video. We have looked at a number of grammatical principles and how you can use these principles to answer questions in the WASSCE English exam questions. Answer questions in the WASSCE English exam. I hope you have gained some benefits from this video, and if you have done, please don't hesitate to leave your comments below. If you have any suggestions as to how I can improve the quality of my video lectures, please do leave your comments below as well, because these comments are always helpful to me. They help me to improve, and they also motivate me to do more, to go the extra mile, because you are the reason why I do what I do here, and all that I do in order to add value to my listeners. So if you have any question that you would like me to discuss in subsequent videos, please, you can mention it in the description section below as well. I want to thank you for being part of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, please. It is very important, because that's a way of supporting me in this work. And when you subscribe, it is of no charge. You don't bear any cost for subscribing, but instead, in addition to that benefit, you will have free access to all the videos on the channel. If you click on the bell icon as well, you will receive instant notifications when new videos are uploaded on the channel. So you will discover that subscribing to this channel is a win-win situation, because you do so without incurring any cost, and by doing that, you are encouraging me to upload more videos that will be helpful to you and other people out there. So it's really a win-win situation when you subscribe to my channel. Once again, I want to thank you for being part of the video. See you in the next class, and bye bye for now.